last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Damn, Perk did this?
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
What is going on? Happy Tuesday, YouTube, Instagram, everybody, Facebook, man. What is going on? What's going on, man? It's your guy, KingzNDreamz, back for another special interview. If you guys did not catch my interview yesterday, I had a special afternoon drive with my man, Flip Flop, out in Dominican Republic. Great conversation. And I'm going to get to this next one right away. This guy's a friend of mine, friend of the channel, and believe this is his first or second year of being an expat. We'll find out really soon, but great conversation. I'm looking forward to having with this brother, and has been traveling around Asia, a little bit of Europe, and now I know that he's well, I'll let him tell you where he's at now, but I'm really excited to bring this brother up, man. And like I said, a friend of mine and a friend of the channel, man. My man, Average Man Unplugged. What's going on, brother?
What's going on? What's going on? How you doing, bro?
Man, how we doing, man?
Good, man. What's going on?
Man, I'm trying to remember the last time you were on here. Or was I on your channel last? I can't remember. It's been a little minute, though.
No, I was on your channel. I've been on your channel before. I want to say it had to be at least over a year, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. But I know you've had some interesting travels and doing your thing, man. You know, so first things first. I did see on your channel. I want to say this was March, because I believe your birthday is March. Don't tell me. I believe it's March 12th.
Almost. It's the 13th.
13th. Damn. See, I was off. But I'm pretty good with birthdays, or at least I try to get like near like the vicinity.
Well, yeah, because ours are pretty close, right?
Yeah. So mine's is February 7th. So mine's is just a month and a week before yours.
Okay.
So So I remember you put that this is my last live stream in the United States. So I was like, oh, okay, like he's out of here.
Well, I mean, at least to the holidays, you know, I'm gonna go back to the United States,
right?
See my family for Christmas, but I've been gone since December 28th.
Okay.
Yeah.
December 28th of 2004.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And so walk us through that journey. Like what made you decide? Because I know we talked about what gave you the initial travel bug and things like that. But what made you decide to actually become an expat and actually spend, really live overseas?
Well, one of the things that I would say for starters, I think what really got me, I guess it was a combination of a few things. One, COVID. So I had a lot of time watching other guys travel. I want to say one of the main guys that kind of put the battery in my back, so to speak, was Ace Live, and seeing him, because he was just kind of stuck in Colombia due to COVID, and it had me really interested. That's why one of the first places I ever traveled to was Colombia. And for a lot of people, they were kind of like Rome, don't do it because it's your first time. But I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna jump out there anyway. You know, I mean, I do speak a little Spanish, so I figured, you know, why not? Plus, you know, I went when they were having carnival, because I went to Barranquilla first, so I wanted to have that experience because that just seemed like a whole lot of fun. Seeing him have such a good time there, and then I seen your boy Flyboy way down there doing the same, so I figured why not. And you know, I've always had like a bucket list of places that I wanted to go if I ever had a chance to, and plus the fact that you know I'm a single man, I don't have any kids, and you know, thanks to YouTube, I'm in a position of where I can move around the way I want to. So I figured, you know, like why not? So you know, from there, I started in Colombia, then slowly worked my way over to these Asian countries, Southeast Asia to be specific, and
Mhm.
just really appreciating and enjoying the culture there. And that's why I kind of been stuck. It's kind of been hard, you know, trying to go to other countries because like these Asian countries are just like that's my pocket because it's just so peaceful and they're all about respect. But I'm also been to Germany um, and as you know, I'm back here in Medellin again for the second time, but this is my third time in Colombia. And then in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna go to Cartagena for the first time. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I didn't want to tell the audience where you were at now because I didn't know like if that was something that you had made public or if that was just us talking behind the scenes. So I didn't know if you wanted the public to know exactly where you're at now. But yeah, so when you talk about the carnival in Barranquilla, I'm trying to think. Now you said Flyboy was there. Why wasn't I? I can't recall why I wasn't there because I believe I should have been there, um, but I do know for 2026 that that is definitely my plan because when Flyboy and I the first time that we went was February 2020, and this was a few weeks before COVID and as
Mm.
you mentioned, like it was really, really fun. That was so your first time going to Colombia as a whole was going to the Barranquilla Carnival, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it was ours. So it was ours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we went to the Barranquilla Carnival, but during that time we also went to Cartagena, then we went to Palenque as well. So I don't know if you've been to Palenque yet.
No, I haven't been to Palenque yet. I haven't,
Okay.
but no, the brother that I'm that's letting me stay here in Sabaneta, he's been to 14 different cities here in Colombia, and I know he's been to quite a few cities here. I believe one of them was Palenque, but you know he's been to
Okay.
other smaller cities as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, so just a heads up, I don't know if I told you this, but Palenque is the first free territory of slaves in all of the Americas. So that's North America, Central America, and South America.
yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Palenque is a cool place to check out, and it's about 90 minutes from Barranquilla and Cartagena, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay, yeah, the brother that let me stay here, he said he been to Choco as well, and you know
Okay.
that's like 80. I think it's like 80-90%
Yeah.
Afro Colombian. So
Yeah, it's about 80 to 85%, right? Yeah, so it's a predominantly black city.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so Choco was cool too, man.
Oh,
Choco.
you been there?
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yep. Yeah, for sure, man. Okay, so now you first when you leave December 28th and essentially you start 2025 and you go into and you're going starting in where?
Thailand.
Okay, you start in Thailand. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I basically live there now, man. To be honest with you,
Okay.
I've spent basically 5 of the last 6 months in Thailand this year. So
Wow. Okay.
I did like a I was I did like a I was in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia for like a couple weeks. Then I came back and did like another 90 days, and then I recently just came from Bali to now here back in Colombia.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Now what made you decide to pick Thailand?
Um, man, it's so many reasons. Um, I don't know. Well, I'll say this. For one, cost of living,
Mm-hmm.
the convenience, like pretty much anywhere you stay at, everything that you need is pretty much in walking distance. So it's very, very walkable. But even if you need to go and travel somewhere, get a taxi, very, very cheap. The food is, oh my God, the food is amazing. So many different flavors, but also very affordable and cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's like, it's one of those situations where it's like if you want to splurge, you're still spending less than what you would back in the States.
Right.
Um, you know, the women just seem like they're raised to actually care about what men want and cater to their men. Um, the culture is all about respect. Um, and I will say, for me personally, because I've mentioned this several times before, I like I'm trying to figure out a PG way of saying this on your channel.
No,
Um,
you all good. You can
you say you're
let the
good.
Band-Aid rip.
Oh, okay. The people that do watch me, they know, I like to smoke the devil's lettuce, so to speak, every now and then. So,
Oh,
and
okay.
with it being legal there,
Yeah.
I mean that's another convenience as well. So all those things combined is just like it's like the perfect place for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I got you. It's interesting that you mentioned the devil's lettuce. Because I mean, listen, like there's quite a few brothers. I know some brothers will do like the edibles and stuff like that. This way they don't, like you can't smell it on them or whatever the case is. But to me, I don't think it's a big deal now. I do know, and I know a lot of people know me as the Colombian guy. So, like, I do know it's for some, for some women who I've dated, like when I tell them how the difference is like between how I grew up and how they grew up, like as far as like how they look at it, they kind of get an understanding. But when you first mention it, they're like, "Oh hell no," you know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah. So I completely get what you're saying. Like it's more of a lax environment when it comes to that. And then when you went to Thailand, what made you pick that place to be an expat?
I would say one of the things that really stands out to me is that before I ever went out there, it seems like there was already a camaraderie and
Uh,
somewhat of a community. And it's the one place that I've traveled to that I get recognized just out on the street the most. Um, Seems like almost every other time I go out, there's somebody stopping me saying like, "Hey, I watch your channel." I'm like, and this is including brothers from other races. Like I had a couple white guys that bumped into me into the club and said, "Hey man, you so and so." I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah." So stop, take pictures, chop it up with
yeah,
them for a
yep,
second. So I'm like, I think that's another one of the reasons why as well. And then you got Richie Mack out there.
yeah.
Uh,
Shout out to Zoom to Thailand, my guy.
yeah, me and him done linked up a couple times. Danny Flight, Madness, El Guapo. Like I done met it seems like the most people that I've met and came across have been in that area as well. So I think that stands out. Then you got the black owned businesses, I support them.
Hmm.
Some of those people watch the channel as well. So that's enough. So there's a certain level of I guess you could say comfortability out there as well,
Right.
just already being known and recognized and them already having that camaraderie. So I was able to just kind of come in and just be welcomed.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Interestingly enough, so I had an interview yesterday, and I was talking to Flip Flop. I'm sure you're familiar with who Flip Flop
Yeah,
is.
man. Shout out to Flip Flop, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, definitely. We had an excellent interview yesterday, and it's interesting that you mentioned the camaraderie in Thailand, because I know that a lot of guys, when they start traveling, one of the first places that they check out is usually Dominican Republic, right?
mm,
And because a lot of, you mentioned brothers having businesses in Thailand, a lot of brothers have businesses in Dominican Republic. So it's interesting to see that you were willing to take the risk to go out even further to become an expat, as opposed to kind of right there. Like, I know you're East Coast slash Midwest, because I know you're Ohio right there, but a lot of guys typically, especially Midwest, East Coast, Southeast, typically go to Dominican Republic.
yeah,
And yeah,
yeah,
and you're kind of one of the few that said, you know what, like, I'm gonna do my thing in Thailand, because I
yeah,
know brothers, like, they'll go to like Dominican Republic maybe for 4 or 5 months, then they'll go to Colombia or Brazil, and then they'll say, okay, you know what, I'll do Asia, I'll do Bali, I'll do Philippines, I'll do Thailand, so on and so forth. So it's just interesting that you just jumped, and just did your thing like that.
yeah. I think one of the reasons why is because it seemed like everybody was going to DR.
Hmm.
So it was kind of like a situation where it was like, you know what, like let me go a different route. I
Hmm.
mean, and what's crazy is I still haven't made my way to DR yet. And like
Really?
I gotta go one of these days. I'm like, because surprisingly enough, it's been a lot of people when I tell them I still haven't been there. So like, you know how everybody say they got the big five.
Right, yeah.
That's the only one I haven't been to because I've been to Colombia multiple times. I've been to Brazil because I met up with Passport Blueprint in Brazil last summer.
Okay.
Been to, and obviously I spent most of my time in Thailand, and I've been to the Philippines multiple times. Still haven't made it to DR yet, but I'm going to do it one of these days. So,
No, it's yeah, yeah. So, well, an interesting thing is, so I've been to the Dominican Republic, but I haven't been to Sosua though. Like, so
hmm,
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, so I've been to Santo Domingo, Santiago, Punta Cana, but I have not been to Sosua. I have not been to Sosua,
yeah,
and
because everybody tells me like all the places that you went, they recommend those places before Sasua anyway. So if I were to go, well, whenever I do go, I'll probably end up going to Punta Cana first, more than likely. That seems to be the place people tell me to go the most if I do go.
yeah, yeah, Punta Cana. I mean, Punta Cana. Like, I liked it. I liked it. Um, I like the fact that it's one of those places, and I haven't been to Sosua, so for people watching that live in Sosua or travel to Sosua frequently, don't get offended. But for what I understand when it comes to Punta Cana, from my experience, it's an experience where, like, you could go dolo. If you have a lady, you could go with a lady. I know you said you don't have any shorties kids, but like, you could bring your kid if you wanted to. So
Hmm.
like, there's like a lot of different things to do. And from what I get from when it comes to Sosua, you would either go by yourself, or you would go with, like, your brother, homeboy, somebody that's an adult, right? But you
Right,
probably couldn't bring you know sand to the beach. You get what
right,
I
right.
mean?
Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
the same thing.
so that's the type of vibe that I get when it comes to Sosua. But again, I don't want to offend my Sosua people. I have not physically been there, but yeah, I've been to Punta Cana, so I can speak to it on that type of level. But circling back to you, and you said that there was this camaraderie in Thailand. It kind of speak to that camaraderie. When you first got there, how were you well received, not only by the like the passport brothers, or people under the umbrella, but how were you received by the locals?
The locals?
Yes.
Well, I would say let's see here. Well, I think one of the things that stands out with the locals is how helpful they are. Uh, you know, if you even look like you might be lost, or you know you have any questions, they're I mean, like, the locals are just very, very helpful.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
they'll put you on the places that maybe like if you want to go somewhere that's a little bit more low key and a lot of tourists don't go, they always more than willing to put you on the, you know, spots that a lot of people don't go to.
Okay.
There's still places in Thailand that locals tell me to go to that I haven't been yet, but I want to go to, because there's a lot to see in Thailand. You know, there's that, and as well as, you know, putting me on different types of food, because I'm always trying to try something new as well. And hell, I'm like, even if there might be, you know, certain places where they know that I would probably want to see more people that look like me, they'll put me on to that as well, and things of that nature. So I'm like, I would say that's probably like the ways the locals welcome me in.
Okay. Now when you first got to Thailand, where were you living?
Pattaya.
Oh, okay.
I originally, like my very first time going to Thailand, I went to Bangkok, because obviously that's usually where you're going to end up flying in at, unless you go directly to Phuket. But Bangkok it's too much for me, man. That city is so big, and it's just so much traffic. A little bit more expensive, but affordable. But I mean, Pattaya is like the perfect pocket for me, because it's inexpensive. The traffic doesn't really get too crazy unless it's high season. Like right now, it's low season, so it's super chill right now.
Yeah.
Because it's raining, because it's rainy season as well.
Oh, okay.
But you know, and then plus it's right by the beach, and you know, you also got Jomtien, which is basically, you know, right next to. I mean, it's pretty much Pattaya, but it's a lot more peaceful and quiet, and kind of away from all the you know, where a lot of, because you got North, Central, and South Pattaya, and South and Central is like where a lot of the tourists and a lot of the nightlife and stuff goes on at. But Jomtien is kind of like away from all that, but at the same time not too far from it. So
Okay.
like if you want something that's a little bit more on the quiet side of things, you can go to Jomtien, but still be close to where all the action is at the same time. So
Gotcha. Understood. As far as when it comes to Pattaya, you know, cost of living, what would you say would be, no pun intended, but what would you say would be the average amount that someone would need to to live there on a monthly basis?
on a monthly basis, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I would say it really just depends on the type of lifestyle you want to live. I would say and you know, it depends on like how often you go out, you know, extracurricular and things of that nature. I
Yeah.
would say on the low end, I would say somewhere along the lines of maybe 12 to 1500.
Okay.
But you know, there's people down there that are probably spending 2,000 to 3,000 a month on the high end. But on the high end, you're like staying somewhere really nice. Like I know a brother who like where I've been getting my tattoos done at. I'm cool with the owner. She's a female.
Okay.
She's married to a brother, and he just got like a big ass house in Pattaya, but he's spending $3,000 a month on the house. But if you were to see what the house looked like back in the States, he'd probably be paying. He probably would be paying twice as much a month on it. So, you know, and he got that, and it's a really big house, and he got it so that way when his family come in, they can have gatherings and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it really just comes down to how you want to live. So it's like you still got stuff out there where, you know, so I would imagine if that house is $3,000 a month, he's, you know, if you add utilities and everything else, he's probably spending $35,000 to $4,000 a month, maybe. So it really just comes down to, you know, like whatever your, you know, how you want to live for real. I'm like that, like that's the beauty of it, you know. I would say for me personally, for me myself, 2,000 is probably like probably perfect for me, because, you know, I'm getting older now. I just turned 40 this year, and, you know, I've been more focused on the fitness, so I really don't go out like that. So I'm not really spending as much as I probably like a younger guy would going out like every other night. So, you know, that factors in as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely get you. I definitely get you on that. You know, it's interesting because it seems like the general consensus is excuse me. The general consensus is it's about anywhere between 15 to 2,500.
Yep.
And I was saying this to Flip Flop yesterday when it comes to that price, because he pretty much echoed the same thing that you said. So it was interesting, right? How pretty much everyone is getting between that 15 to 2,500 monthly mark. So that's really good to know, you know. And speaking of the fitness, you know, would you say that the women take the fitness over there very seriously?
Oh yeah, for sure. You going I say this all the time about Thailand, man. You're gonna have a really, really hard time finding overweight women there. I mean, like even the women that aren't into fitness that much, you know, they do a lot of walking around because of the walkability.
Yeah.
So it's like even the women who aren't, like, I would say, active in the gym all the time, you know, because they are still walking around quite a bit, you know, and the fact that the food is a lot healthier there, they're not eating a lot of junk food, you know, they're mainly eating vegetables, you know, rice and some kind of protein. And, you know, the portion sizes aren't as big as, you know, back in the West. You know, like you're gonna really be hard pressed to find an overweight woman in Thailand. You really are. Like they're pretty much all slim, or, you know, slim, thick, slim, curvy, so to speak. So
right. Yeah, no, absolutely. Speaking of the portions, because I've heard mixed reviews when it comes to the portions, right? You know, shout out to my brother Austin Holloman. He would say that the portions were small, so he had to eat a lot. You know, so is that true? Like the portions are small?
Yeah, I would say, like, especially in comparison to here in Colombia, because that's one of the things that I do like about Colombia. The portion sizes here are outrageous.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Yeah, now I'm like, for me, I've never been like a heavy eater, so I guess that's probably another reason why it fits me probably a little bit better, because I know Austin Holloman is a little bit bigger than me.
Yeah,
you know, I'm 5'7", $150 at the most.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I don't really need the huge portion sizes. So for me, it's perfect. But I would say if you're a bigger guy, yeah, you're definitely probably going to end up finding yourself probably eating an extra portion or two, just so that way you can get that, you know, get that fullness that you're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. All right. Now, so now you were living in Pattaya for how many months now?
Yeah, you could say 6 months. I spent five of the last 6 months there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then you also went to Germany, you said, Bali, and then I know you went to Cambodia. Let's
Yeah.
let's kind of talk about Cambodia a little bit. Now,
Okay.
when you went to Cambodia, how long did you stay over there?
I stayed in Cambodia. How long was I there, bro? I'm like, dude, I don't travel so much. I can't keep up. Um, I want to say, I think I was there. I think I was, I think I was there for a month, man. But I want to make sure, man.
Okay. I
Just
mean,
so
yeah, go ahead.
I think I was there for about a month.
Okay.
Yeah, because I went to Phnom Penh, and then I linked up with Passport Blueprint in Brazil. I was in Brazil for a week, and then I went back to Thailand, and then I went to Germany.
Okay.
So like, yeah, last year I did a lot of traveling.
I hear you, man. I hear you. So tell me about Cambodia because um, obviously I haven't made my way out there yet, but I have a lot of interaction like around where I live. A lot of Cambodians and actually some Laotians. So Laos, I have So I have communication with them. Not too much Thai, but Cambodian and Laotians for sure. So can you tell me what similarities and what differences did you notice between the two cultures when it comes to Cambodia and then Thailand?
Um, well, one thing that I want people to not worry about is the language barrier. It seems like the people in Cambodia speak English just as well as Thailand, so that was definitely a bit of a concern. But once I landed and seen pretty much everybody in Cambodia seems to at least speak conversational level English,
Mm-hmm.
that definitely was a relief. Um, One of the things that surprised me about Cambodia is that they accept USD.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, you can actually withdraw USD from their ATMs. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I think that was really dope, and that actually kind of worked to my benefit because I like to have that emergency money on me, just in case purposes. So I found myself kind of like withdrawing Cambodian money and USD at the same time. Like, let me stash this away just in case I might need it for a rainy day.
Yeah.
See what other similarities. Uh, I would say they have a similar nightlife setup. Um, and I would say what's the other similarities? Oh yeah, yeah. I would say the women. If you're into, because I know some brothers when they come to these Southeast Asian countries, they like to look for the women that look a little bit more like us. You definitely won't have that problem in Cambodia. I'll say that. I'll say
Okay.
that. You're gonna find those darker tan um, Asian women, so to speak, in Cambodia for sure.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Now,
Um,
what about like the food?
the food. Now, this is because I mentioned this on my travel blog channel when I was the food. I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't too crazy about it. And from what I can tell and what I remember, it was a little bit more expensive. I mean, not like expensive like US prices, but a little bit more expensive than Thailand, and that kind of surprised me.
Okay.
Um, so I'm like that kind of caught me off guard. Another one of the differences that kind of caught me off guard was the transportation. Because like in Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, they have you can get a taxi by bike. You do not have that option in Cambodia. It's either car or what they like to call it's something like a tuk tuk, but it's a little bit different. Um,
Okay.
So you really only have those two options when it comes to getting a taxi. So you'll probably find yourself in a car most of the time. The tuk-tuks are a little bit cheaper, but it's going to take you longer to get to wherever you're trying to get to.
Right.
And depending on what parts, because I only went to Phnom Penh, so like I know, like the closer I got to the airport, it seemed like the heavier the traffic was. But like once you get into like the city and a little bit outside on the outskirts, the traffic wasn't as bad. So I would say like those are probably like some of the differences that kind of stood out.
Okay. All right. Let me check a couple of these comments real quick. Shout out to Chris Weary. Sabaneta is a knife safe spot in Medellin. Yeah. Yeah, definitely a nice area.
Yeah, it's nice out here, bro.
Yeah, Cortez Smith says, what up?
Tez, what's good, brother?
Did he say that the Thai lady was married to a brother?
Yep.
But they said black men who travel don't get married.
Right.
Yeah. You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know how that goes. A lot of people just, what when it comes to that BS, like, you hear a lot of people talking, but it's always bullshit. Always bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just the way I look at it. And I have a few responses like to, I'm gonna do some reactions, so that's why I'm kind of keeping coy at this moment, because I don't want to let out what I really want to say in reference to some things. But absolutely, Cortez Smith, you hit the nail on the head, brother, for sure. Sophisticated Jerk, my God, thank you so much for stopping in. This is my dude, man. Definitely make sure that you check out Sophisticated Jerk's channel. Says showing support. You guys keep making great content. Hey, man, salute to you. Keep making great content yourself. Definitely make sure that you support Black Male Media, man, because, if we don't support each other, no one else is going to do it. So we got to have each other's back for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Speaking of that, man, quick segue. This is a little bit off topic, man, but you are on your Average Man Unplugged. You are literally like right at the cusp of getting that plaque, brother. Right there at 100K subscribers, man.
Yeah, man.
Right there, you right there.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm thinking, I'm pretty close to 98,000 now.
Yep.
It's been like, dude, I was just talking to the homie yesterday out because, we was over here because I had like one of my female friends that's from here. She actually stays in the north area, Bayo, near Bayo.
Oh, Bejo.
Bayo, yeah. See,
Bejo.
Yeah, and
they call it Bejo.
Bejo, okay.
Yeah.
And because I had let her, I was like, she's been on a channel before. So we started going back on my travel vlog channel, and I'm over here showing him. I'm like, yeah, she's been on the channel before, because it was my first time coming to Medellin.
Yeah.
And she meets me at the airport, and looks out for me and makes sure I'm safe in one piece and what have you. And like I was like, dude, man, I've been running this channel for 4 years now, man. I was like, dude, time flies by so fast. I was like, dude, I didn't realize that I've been doing this for that long. I'm like, that's when I started the channel, and I got monetized July of 2022. So like, it just goes to show you how fast time flies, man. I'm like, I had no idea. It's 4 years already.
Yeah, I'm actually approaching 4 years, where I started my channel July 21st of 2021. And I'm like, wow, like it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. I will say, like, time does definitely fly when you realize like all of the work that you put in. And then I look and I see like, man, I got 600 videos. So I'm like 600 videos, like that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, I think I got about 12 or 1300 now. I'm like, dude. And like everybody tells me, like, dude, your consistency is scary. I'm like, dude, the consistency.
Yeah, that's true. That's true,
like,
man.
The consistency is the only reason why I'm able to be in this position, man. So it's like, why would I stop? You know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm definitely taking a page out of your channel because this year moving forward, like the consistency, you know, I'm definitely putting my foot on the gas and keeping my foot on the gas, man. You know, because you were definitely one of those people, like, and you know, I get notifications, and every day I would always see you pop up, and I'm like, this ninja again, like in a good way, though. You know what I mean? in a good way. You know what I mean? Like, because you know, because it's like every day, you know, you go on YouTube, and it's like new video, and I'm like, man, like, you definitely doing it, man. You know, you, my brother Flyboy, Andre Love Crossing Borders. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I don't want to just, you know, continue to shout out everybody that somebody hits me on WhatsApp like, yo, you forgot about me. Nah, bro, I ain't trying to do all that, man.
Right.
I love all of y'all, man. But on a serious note, the consistency and the work ethic, man, you're very close to that 100K, and I just wanted to give you your flowers now and let you know, man, like, you know, I appreciate the content. I appreciate you, man. And you definitely have, you know, you deserve that 100K. You deserve that plaque, brother, because you definitely have been putting in that work, man, for sure.
I appreciate that so much, bro. I'm like, hopefully I hit that 100K. My goal is to hit it by August.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, by the time I make it back to Thailand, I could be celebrating with the fellas out there, man. Probably do like a yacht party or pool party of some sort, man. Something to bring the brothers together, man. So, you know, everybody.
Okay, you talking heavy. He said yacht party. Okay,
Yeah,
understood. Hey, man, you deserve it. But you know what? I think what's gonna happen is you got July. I think you go catch it. I think you go catch it before August, man. I think you're gonna catch it, man.
Yeah, I just chose August to be a little bit reasonable, but
yeah,
I think what I would really like to do, because after I leave from Colombia here, I'm gonna be popping up in Tulum for about 5 days, because me and my family we already had the trip booked to go to Tulum from last year. Like,
okay,
we've had this plan since last summer, because originally I was going to come back to the States and just fly out with them, but I was like, I'm like, why not just meet y'all there, you know? So I'm like, it'd be really dope for me to hit that milestone while I'm with family, so that way I can celebrate with them, and then go back to Thailand and then celebrate with the homies and everybody else. So
absolutely,
that would be the ideal situation for me, man, if I really had my choice.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I completely get it, man. You know, but the good thing is, regardless whether you're with family or whether you with the homies, you know, the whole point is that you do get that plaque and you see that 100K, and you know, like that's just gonna. I mean, I think that's just gonna put you in another stratosphere, man. You know what I mean? Because the next goal is to get 1 million now. After that. Yeah, so that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Good question from my brother Sophisticated Jerk. So he says, what would be the best country for young men aged 23 to 25 to travel to? I'm trying to get my son and his friends to travel. You know, that would be a good question for Austin Holloman. Austin just turned 26. We both 40. But you know, I'll let you go first, or if you want, I'll go first and you answer next. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay, cool.
I guess, damn, that is a really good question, man. Because for that age range, I would say this. It probably, I would say, would probably depend on a few things. One, how far are you willing to travel? And two, like, what part of the country are you traveling from?
Yeah.
So me, like, if I would say, based on my experience, I would pick a Southeast Asian country somewhere. I would choose either the Philippines or Thailand because it's going to be easy finding people that speak English, but they might not want to travel that far.
Yeah.
So if you want something a little closer, then I would probably recommend maybe Mexico or DR.
Right.
I would say those would probably be my choices for that age group. So it just depends. I mean, because I'd imagine you could probably find some people that speak English in Mexico with it being so close to the United States.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah, and
yeah.
DR as
So
well too. But
yeah,
I think it just comes down to how far you're willing to travel.
right now, before I respond, have you been to Mexico? I know you said that you're going to Tulum. Is this like your first time going to Mexico?
Yeah, it's gonna be my first time, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Ah, okay. All right. So then yeah, so like the name of like the state is called Katana Roo, where Tulum is. Because like you'll fly into Cancun, and Tulum I want to say is maybe about an hour, 90 minutes or something like that,
Oh,
away
okay.
from Cancun, but you'll have to fly into Cancun. But it's interesting that you say that, so because I would recommend for young men that age, there are three places, right? So I would say Katana Roo area, either Cancun or Playa del Carmen. Playa del Carmen is about an hour away from Cancun, and there are a lot of expats there, and a lot of people speak English, right? So you get you get your fill of safety there. Um, I would say Dominican Republic, right? Because you have a lot of expats there. And then another place that's not talked about enough, and I've been doing some interviews, and I'm going to continue to talk about this place and try to get the views up on it. But I'm going to say either Montreal or Toronto.
Really?
In the summertime, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I have family over there, and it's a beautiful scenery in more ways than one, man. I think what ends up happening is that like we look because Canada is so like close, like right there, right? People kind of overlook it, even though Dominican Republic is right there, but you still got the beach. It's warm all year round, right? Especially for those of us who live in the Midwest or Northeast. Like when they get cold for real. You know what I mean? So when you fly to that Dominican Republic and you on the beach, and then you see the voluptuous mommies, and they speaking that Spanish, the mi amor, all of that. The vibe change, right? So you got that, and then when you go to Katana Roo, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, or even Tulum, you still have beautiful women, and you have a lot of different expats. So, and you have like women from all over Latin America. You'll have some women from Mexico. You'll have some women from Colombia. You'll have some women from Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay,
Hmm.
right? You'll have women from Canada. So it's you have those mixed. So essentially, sophisticated jerk. My answer would be either DR, Canada, or Mexico.
Okay. I'm like, because I do want to try Canada in the future for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what's up.
yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, it would have to be like during the summer. You know what? Because those winters can be rough, man.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So, but well, like it's like Toronto, Montreal area because that's on the east side. Now on the west side, like Vancouver, because Vancouver is over by the west coast, so the weather's not nearly as harsh. But yeah, I still say Canada.
Hmm.
It says Great advice. Thank you both. Yeah, definitely appreciate you, man. All right, so now let's get into the crux of this thing because we're pretty much almost an hour in. When it comes to dating in Thailand, what has your dating experience been like? You know, what would you say would be the top three things that you say are great, and what would you say would be maybe three things are potential watchouts?
Um, well, let's see. Well, we'll start. We'll start with the watchouts first.
Okay, cool.
I want to get that out the way.
Sure.
Because I know because I already know one of the things that Thai women get a bad rap about. Let me get this out the way. Not every woman down there is P for P, okay? I got to get that out the way. Because there's this perception that every woman down there can be bought. That is not the case whatsoever. Like I just mentioned earlier, the one woman that's married, that just got married to her brother, she owns a tattoo business. She actually just opened up a second store. I was dating a woman that owned a bar. Recently was dating a woman that was working at one of those foot spa spots. There are women there with regular jobs, okay? However, they do go by traditional culture where a man is supposed to come in and provide. So don't expect to come into Thailand with that 50-50 mentality, or really any of these Asian countries for that matter. Which is not a problem because, you know, the cost of living and everything is so much less inexpensive in comparison to the States. It ain't going to hit your pocket like you would think anyway.
Right.
So I'm like, I definitely want to get that out the way. So that's first and foremost. Second thing is, and I kind of been dealing with this recently, Thai women get very attached easily. And because of that, there is going to be some sense of insecurity. And I've been dealing with that as well. So if you're somebody that, how can I say this, don't necessarily want to, well, in other words, if you're not the monogamous type, don't even waste your time getting attached to a Thai woman, because I'm letting you know right now, they are like private investigators. Like, so it's like, you're not even going to waste your time. However, if you are honest with them about not wanting to be with just one woman, they're not going to give you a hard time about that either. So I would say those are the things to watch out for. But as far as the good things, I would say, dude, the treatment is just top notch, man. I mean, I'm talking top notch. The woman that I was seeing recently, because I was showing this on my vlog channel. Good example. I'm coming back from the gym, right? And she hit me up like, yeah, what you about to do? I was like, you know, I'm about to go work on content, but I need to get this laundry done. Bruh, this woman literally said, do not touch that laundry. I'm coming over now to get that done for you. I bullshit you not, bro. I was just over here like, what? Like, you mean to tell me you're dropping everything you're doing to come over here and do my laundry because you don't want me to do it? Thai women, they want to be useful to their man. They don't want to feel useless. If they feel useless to you, they're gonna let you know, and it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I gotta put this woman, I don't want to say to work, but it's like, I don't want her to feel like she's just here. So I had to kind of adjust to that because that's something that I wasn't used to. They are super affectionate. You're never gonna get any shortness of that. And they have a way of just making you feel like you the man. Like they're very respectful. They're not gonna like if they are with you, they are with you. They're not gonna waste their time. Like they're not giving their attention to other men. It's like if they locked in with you, they locked in with you for real. So I would say those are definitely the things that stood out as far as the good.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, everything sounds great. Now, I did want to circle back to, you said that they are great detectives. So, like, now I want to get back into this. So, break that down. So, like, if you try to hide something, how, like, give an example, and it doesn't necessarily have to be you, but give an example of what you might have heard to an extent of where a woman was doing her detective work.
So some women they might have like a group chat where they might take your picture and put it out there and be like, hey, do any of y'all know this guy, or what do you know about this guy? You'll have women that will check out other females' social media just to see if they can see if they might recognize them being with somebody else. I've experienced that recently. Yeah, just I'm like it was crazy. Yeah, another experience that I had, I was it was another YouTuber, Life with Rilla. I don't know if you remember him, but he used to hang out with Austin when Austin first started traveling. And,
Rilla, yes.
Yeah. We was actually celebrating his birthday party out here in Thailand just about a month or two ago. And there was a woman that I was cool with. I actually went to the Rolling Loud concert with her back in November. And she recognized me, and she stopped to say hi. But the girl that I was seeing at the time, her friends were there as well, because Rilla was talking to one of the friends.
Mm-hmm.
So they see this girl standing behind me, waiting to turn around because she wanted my attention, because she wanted to say hi and whatnot. And like they over here like low key going back and forth with her. I'm over here like, oh shit, man. So it's
so they arguing.
Yeah, like they was kind of like low key arguing. They over here like he had boyfriend, and I'm like relax, like me and her cool, like it's like it ain't even that. And so I'm like that, and it kind of circles back to the whole attachment thing. Like when they with you for real. So it's like one of those situations where it's like you might bump into another woman that you may know, or she might recognize you, and it's like if you even consider like just saying hi, because like in the States, we'll just acknowledge somebody, just for the sake of, I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things. I guess it's just one of those culture things where it's like in the States, we do that so that way we don't come off as rude. Whereas like
right.
in Thailand, it's kind of the other way around. It's like you have to pretend like you don't know who that person is. And if you do, then your shorty might feel away, or like if your shorty friends might be around and they see it, they definitely gonna report back to her. So I'm like, I had to experience that as well. And I kind of had to explain to her like, well, look, she don't know about you. You know what I'm saying? She was just trying to be polite and say hi because she saw me, and like you ain't got to make nothing of it. But it just goes, like I said, it just goes back to how attached that they get. So that's just one of the things you're gonna have to be aware of if you ever date in Thailand. That's for sure.
Interesting. Okay, so now, when it comes to ending the relationship, what because you said that they get attached. So what has been the biggest challenge for you or the biggest challenge that you have heard a story about?
I would say, ooh, yeah, I was just talking about this the other day. The insecurities, man. I think because because like I think these women know when they got a catch. So like whenever I would go out with my shorty, and it's funny because she would always bring this up, like, other dudes be like, I'll go to the bathroom and walk away for a second. Other men be trying to get at me, like whenever you go to the bathroom, and then I would have to remind her, like, okay, you've already gotten upset with me because you saw a girl snatch me up because she wanted me, but she didn't know I had a girlfriend. So it's kind of like,
wait, what do you mean by snatch you up? Sorry, I didn't mean to stop the
no,
story.
you good. So like, okay, so what happened this one time? Me and my shorty go to the club, me and her friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I tell her I'm about to go use the restroom. So on my way walking back to the table, there was a girl that I had spoken to prior to dating her, and she recognized me and saw me, and she literally like pulled me to her table, and my girl saw it.
Oh,
But she didn't know that I had a girl. So it was kind of like I had to let her know, like, hey, like, hey, it's good to see you. You looking good or whatever. But hey, like, I gotta go back to my table. Like, I got a shorty. You feel me? And after that, she was polite, apologized and everything, like, because they're very respectful, once they know what's going on, and kept it pushing. And when I came back to the table, my shorty ain't really saying anything till we got back to my room, and then she brought it up. And I was just kind of like you gotta relax. So it's like, and then like even when I went like coming from Bali, she's calling every day, FaceTiming. Who else in your room? You got a girl there? And I'm just kind of like,
damn.
Like, yo, I'm just not used to this. I'm not used to the insecurity, man. Like, I can't deal with that. So it's like, even when I was there, and I would, and she would go back, and she would go back home. And whenever she called, it was always FaceTime, because she always wanted to know that I was by myself. And I'm just kind of like, oh man, like, yo, I'm like, you can't be doing this unless I can get another you. So it's like, yeah, man, that was just one of the things I was like, I can't deal with that.
Damn, that's crazy work, man.
For real.
Now, let's talk about your experience in Cambodia. What were there dating similarities as opposed to Thailand, or are they kind of more relaxed? What's your assessment on that?
Now I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with you, because I really didn't go to Cambodia looking to date per se.
Yeah.
But what I did notice, the women there are definitely more reserved in comparison to Thailand. Like, if you're just out there trying to hook up, have a good time, like, you would be better off just going to the clubs or the bars or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you like going on a dating app or something, like, most of the women you're going to come across, like, they're looking for something serious. And if you don't plan on being there for a long period of time, they're not even going to waste their time on you. I'm like, and I kind of noticed the same thing in Malaysia as well. So,
okay.
Yeah. So if you're not going to be in Cambodia for a long time, and you just trying to link, like, man, just go to a club or a bar. I'm like, that would be my suggestion. But yeah, because I wasn't really looking to date when I went there. It was kind of one of those things where it's like, it's close, The flight is inexpensive. Where I was staying was really nice but inexpensive. So I figured, I'm like, and plus, kind of like you mentioned, I came across a lot of Cambodian girls growing up and going to high school. So I figured, I'm like, and I knew how beautiful they were back home. So I figured, well,
Right.
hell, it's close. Why not just go over there and see what it's about? But yeah, they're definitely a little bit. I would say they're more reserved than Thai women for sure.
Okay. So now for Cambodia, you can't necessarily casually date.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it the same way? Is it the same way in Indonesia as well?
Now, here's the thing. Indonesia is interesting because Indonesia is it's really mixed because there's so many digital nomads and expats down there. Like, you're gonna come across women from all over the world staying there because the long-term visas are a lot easier to get. Because I was meeting women from Australia, Ukraine, different parts of Eastern Europe, Western Europe, American women, African women. Like, there is such a melting pot. And then you add the local women to it. It's a really nice mix of both. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can casually date and date seriously in Bali. Like that's one of the beauties of Bali. You kind of get the best of both worlds because you got the local women, then you got women all from other different parts of the world there too, and they're working remote more than likely just like you. So you have that in common with a lot of women that are there. So I would say, yeah, you kind of get the best of both worlds in Indonesia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've definitely have heard that when it comes to like digital nomad and excuse me, expats and stuff like that. So Bali's kind of a big melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now focusing more back to Thailand. Now you had mentioned that like not all girls are just there for casual time, right? And now, where are some good spots in Pattaya to actually meet quality women? Because I mean, besides like a handful of people, most of the time when I hear about Pattaya, it's the Disney World for guys, and you're there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know what I mean? You clean your pipes out, you go back to wherever, and you good for a little while.
Right. I would say the mall for sure, especially on Central Pattaya Mall. Definitely. Uh, the malls, I would say not Pattaya Beach, but Jomtien Beach.
Okay.
Hookah lounges. Surprisingly, weed dispensaries. That kind of caught me off guard.
Really?
Yeah, like weed dispensaries, like, and I guess, and I guess maybe because the weed dispensaries tend to be ran by foreigners, so that might play a part. I'm not sure, but
okay.
Let's see what else. Let's see. I said malls, weed dispensaries, hookah lounges. I would say Jomtien Beach to be a little bit more specific. I noticed a lot of, and I would say this was probably only work if you were like trying to find a place down there long term,
Mm-hmm.
like because like you got the professional women like realtors and lawyers and stuff like that. And I would say, what else? It's something else that I'm trying. It's something else that I'm trying to think of at the top of my head. I would say, oh yeah, I would say maybe North Pattaya area and like kind of like the outskirts of Pattaya, like right before you come into the city. Like
Okay.
out like in the markets, in the night markets and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Those areas.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I think it's interesting because I've heard about Jatium, especially from Zuna, Thailand. He talks about Jatium a lot. So
Yeah, because that's where he stays at. And now that I've been there for so long, I understand why he stays there because once again you're still close to everything, but it's ducked off and you're away from everything at the same time. Because Walking Street, where all the clubs are at, that's South Pattaya. Then Central Pattaya, you got Soy Bukkao and Soy 6, where all the bar girls and the bars are at. So if you're staying in Jomtien, you're probably like a 5-10 minute ride, between a 5 to 10 minute ride away from South Pattaya, and maybe like a 10 to 15 minute ride away from Central Pattaya. So you still don't have to travel too far, but Jomtien is just, it's not as busy as South and Central, so you're kind of away from all the madness. But if you want to go there, you're still pretty close to it.
Okay. All right. And then so what would you say would be the best advice? And I'm kind of going to piggyback off of a sophisticated jerk, but I'm gonna move the age up a little bit. What would you say would be the best place for a guy traveling to Thailand and he wants to meet a good quality woman, but he's only going to be there maybe 3 weeks, and he's probably early to mid 30s?
Thailand, or you talking about Pattaya specifically?
Actually, both.
Both? Okay. So I would say Thailand. I would probably suggest Bangkok. Now, for me, Bangkok ain't for me because it's too big and it's just way too busy. But I would definitely say probably Bangkok overall, because you're gonna find far more women working, regular jobs. You're gonna find more professional women there. Northern Pattaya, like Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, but I would stay away from there between January and April, because that's crop burning season. So it's like over 100 degrees every day up there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, crop burning season. It's hot as hell up there. And as far as Pattaya and Phuket goes, as long as you're staying away from the bars and the clubs for the most part, find a regular chick working at a restaurant or anything like that, or like what I mentioned earlier, yeah, you'll be good.
Okay, and then actually 2 more questions. So when it comes to, because you said that like some of the women are insecure and they'll do their detective work. One of the things you mentioned was like they'll take a picture of you and show it to their girls or associates or whatever kind of group chat they have. But so now what if you were to tell a woman that, hey, listen, I want to have, I want to have a poly relationship. One, are they going to be receptive to that? And then 2, Two, would it actually benefit you to actually do that in the first place?
Actually, I would say yes and yes. I actually know a couple of brothers. Actually, both of them have YouTube channels, um, and
Interesting.
both of them are basically living that lifestyle. One of them, I don't know if you heard of him. He has his name and his channel is Trey Bad TV.
Not
He actually
sure.
yeah, he actually hosts parties. Well, not parties, but he's one of the hosts at a club called Republic on Walking Street.
Okay.
And I actually met him in person, and we chopped it up for a minute because I let him know, like, yeah, I do YouTube too. Because I actually was thinking about doing my getting a section there and doing my 100K party, a 100K celebration there as well.
Okay.
And let him know about it, so that way I can maybe get some new eyes from his audience, because I think he got about 20 or 30,000, and he a little bit younger than me, but he has like 2 or 3 girlfriends.
Okay. And they
And then
know about each other.
yeah, and they know about it. Like they all live together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like bro, like he doing it for real. And then
Oh,
there's another brother, short bald head brother with the beard. His channel is called ADTV, I believe.
okay.
And he has a girlfriend, and she happens to like girls. And he was very open about wanting to have other girls be involved in their relationship. So that's pretty open as well. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah, if you can find the right one, yo, and you honest about it, yo, they with it, bro. I'm like, obviously that's not gonna be all, that's not gonna be the majority, but if you come across one and you honest about it, yeah, you'll find one that's down. You'll find something that's down, because that's one of the reasons why, like, homie that work at Republic, I was over here telling him, like, yeah, you need to point me in the right direction, because I'm looking at his lifestyle, like, dude, I might consider that. I might consider that myself, for real.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Instead of getting those daily FaceTime calls.
Right.
Nasty work. Oh man. So now actually I lied. I got a few more questions. We gonna bring this thing home with Latin America. I'm the Colombia. I can't just let you go without asking a few Colombia questions, man.
Oh, of
So
course.
how long are you out in Colombia for? Medellin specifically.
So I'm gonna be here till July 7th.
Okay.
So I'm doing 2 weeks here, and then I'm doing 2 weeks in Cartagena.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go to Mexico for 5 days to meet up in Tulum with my family. Then I'm gonna head back to Thailand.
Okay. All right. And this is your second time being in Medellin?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me tell you, man. I got you. I got you all day, man. So whatever you need, just let me know.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
I will say this, man. I didn't realize how much I don't think it was that I missed Medellin. I think I just forgot the beauty of it. But when I came back in, like, walked out of the airport, and then the first thing you just see is the mountains.
Yeah.
And then you drive into the city. I was just like, and then that cool breeze air hitting me. I was like, damn, bro. I forgot how beautiful this city is, bro. Medellin it is different, especially being out here like Sabaneta, because where my homie stay at, he's up in the mountains. So like you go out on this balcony right here, and it's just mountains, and you can tell the people who live out here, they got some bread, because it's like damn near every house that I could see in the mountain got a pool. Like, yeah, bro, Medellin is dope, bro.
Absolutely, man.
It's dope.
Absolutely.
My God, the women, ooh wee.
Yeah, well, they call Medellin the city of eternal spring, and that's that's one of the reasons why I initially fell in love with Colombia, Medellin specifically, because that weather. But also the ladies too, man. The ladies too. You like, man.
Like, dude, it's like every 7 out of, I would say 7 to 8 out of every 10 women that you see, bruh, cold.
Yeah.
Oh, like what?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, we go. You know, we definitely gonna continue talking, man, because I definitely want to hear about your experience. You know, in Medellin or Colombia, because I know that you say you're about to go to Cartagena too. So you're gonna be in Colombia for a month. I wish you was going out there in August, man, because we're gonna be out at Cali for Petronio Alvarez, and Petronio Alvarez is crazy. But before that, we're actually going to there's a flower festival in Medellin. It's called a Festival de las Flores, and that's the week before Petronio Alvarez in Cali. So yeah, man, and both of those festivals back to back. Good time, man. So in 2026 in August, that's where you got to be in Colombia, man.
Okay, I'll try to schedule that. Yeah, because I remember, yeah, because I did check out that video that you showed me. So I'm like, yeah, that definitely looked like a good time, bro.
Oh yeah,
I had to see, because I had to see what my, you know, because I definitely want to, you know, travel around a little bit more than I did this year, because I was trying to get a little bit more established in Thailand this year. But next year, I'm definitely going to be bouncing around a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. We'll definitely do this again, man. I definitely wanted to, you know, thank you for your time and giving me your perspective on your travels in Asia when it comes to food, living, dating, definitely all of that, man. And again, I'm giving you early congratulations on that 100K, man. So I definitely appreciate all the work that you do, man. And we gonna keep in touch, man, because I'm gonna make sure you have some fun while you out in Medellin, man.
Man, yeah, I'm gonna try not to have too much fun, man.
Oh no.
Dude, let me tell you, like, cause look, me and the homie went out to this restaurant up in the mountains up here, bro. It's like right up the street from where he stay at right here.
Yeah.
I'm like, and just seeing what was walking in and out of the restaurant, because I was with my female friend too, so it was like, I'm like, so I'm over here trying to be respectful of her, but at the same time, my eyes wandering, and and it's like me, like we cool, but I know she like me at the same time, so it's kind of like, I'm trying to tread lightly. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah, that's another thing. Before we get to this question, that's another thing. Like when it comes to like Colombianas, they are definitely jealous. They're definitely jealous. You know what I mean? And they got they're detectives too. I remember I went to quick story. I remember like I put my phone down and I was coming back from somewhere. It was shorty I was dating, and I had put my phone down. I had to run to the bathroom quick, and I was in the bathroom like not even 2 minutes, and I'm just seeing like she's swiping. I was like, yo, what are you doing? Oh man, she's like, yo, who's this? I'm like, yo, like that's not important, man. But like, yeah, like I put the phone down literally, bro, because I had to run to the bathroom because we out and about or whatever. When you gotta go. I just got back in the house, run to the bathroom, whatever, come out the bathroom, like, yo, what the I'm like, damn.
That's wild.
Yes. All right. So Papa's Cool Planet. Hey man, thank you so much for checking in yesterday with oh my gosh, I just talked about him mad times. with Flip Flop and I in an interview. Thank you, man. All right, so question. I know many parts of Medellin you need to watch yourself and watch your stuff. Is there any area where you don't have to do that? Well, I would say you should always watch your stuff no matter where you are, right? Because you gotta what you gotta remember is that like most of these people are even in the United States, but like they're living like literally like check to check. Most people, most people are living check to check, and I mean, like a lot of these people, some of these people haven't eaten in days. So, and why they really like will rob you, take your wallet and all that, they really trying to feed their family. So some of these chicks that do this scopolamine, it mainly started out like that, but then now it's gotten so big because so many guys have become gullible where, when they first started doing it, it was like, hey, maybe I could feed my family for a few weeks. Now it's like, it's become a big criminal enterprise because guys have been so stupid and gullible. I digress, but let me just kind of get into the crevices of your question here. So the short answer is no, but there are other areas where you will be safer rather than others, right? So, like I would say, but in Medellin they go by, in Colombia they go by different sections. So they got different areas where they call it like estratos, like sections or where you at. So one being like the worst, six being the best. So the higher estrato you are, the better, the more safer you are. But I would say don't wear a lot of jewelry. If you're crossing the street, like if you're crossing like a four-way intersection, make sure that like you don't have your phone out. So like if someone's texting you, like make sure that you're looking around because these guys on the motos, they'll drive by and just snatch your phone and keep going, and there's nothing that you can do. Also, when you're in a car, like make sure that you don't have your windows down. Make sure that the windows are rolled up. Like if you're on if you're at a stoplight, and if you're at a stoplight, actually have your phone down. So like the guys on the motos can't see your phone. Yeah. Essentially, have common sense. That's essentially what it is. Just have common sense.
Yeah, I agree. I will say this area, Sabaneta, is probably the safest I felt. Being with it only being my second time here, but it does seem like this area is a little bit. I guess maybe because you can tell the people out here got some money, but in comparison to, but even walking around Laureles, I felt pretty safe. I think El Poblado is probably another story because I know when I was walking around with BMT, like there was a street or two where BMT was kind of like letting me know, like, hey, because I'm walking around we walking around with a GoPro, and he got his DJI, so he was kind of like, yeah, man, kind of watch yourself going in this particular street or this particular area. So, but Sabaneta, I don't catch that vibe at all. It just seems really quiet and peaceful out here.
Yeah, so you gotta think about it like this, right? So, all right, let's look at Medellin. Have you ever been to New York before? New York City?
No.
Okay. Have you ever been to Atlanta?
No.
Okay. What major city in the United States have you been to?
I guess we can use Chicago as an example. I was just in Chicago September.
Okay. So, all right. So let's say, okay, what's a suburb of Chicago? Like a nice suburb area of Chicago?
I mean, I'm not familiar as far as like the suburb areas, but I guess you could say like you wouldn't catch me around O Block. That's for sure.
Oh, no,
You know
no,
what I
no.
mean?
All
Like,
right. So essentially, all right. So essentially, it's like this. So like in Medellin, like Laureles, like Laureles is like an Estrato 4 or 5, and then Poblado is like 5 or 6. But generally nice areas. What like if you're walking around like Parque Yetas, now Parque Yetas is a part of El Poblado. That's what a lot of people tend to forget. So it's a part of El Poblado, but it's not its own like it's a piece of a section, right? So if you're walking around that area at night, like you definitely got to be careful, right? Because you're in a red light area, right? And what these guys know, what these guys who are looking for is that if you're looking for women and you're trying to have fun, what you got to do in order to have fun? You got to have funds, right? So if they know that you have funds and they see, you have a GoPro, DG and all that, whatever, you know what I mean? So like they're on a hunt for you. So you just have to have your mind on a swivel, so to speak, and just really, really be careful. Now, when it comes to Sabaneta is a suburb of Medellin. So it's not the metropolitan-ish area of Medellin. So it's like another city.
Basically.
Right. So, people who live in that area, yes, they're this is where you call like the upper middle class or upper class. But like you still have to be careful walking around at night because there can be guys riding around that area knowing like whether you're a tourist or not. But like, as I mentioned, if you're crossing a 4-way intersection and they're on that moto, they'll ride by and snatch your phone. So you still have to be careful no matter where you are. Let me see what he put. Is that Sway? Did I say that right? Sway Jones or Swa Jones? How do you say that? I want to make sure I'm saying it right though. Is that Sway? Would you say Sway?
Yeah, I would say Sway.
Okay. Yeah. Salute to the panel and chat. Definitely. That's hard. Chicago, kind of cold-blooded. Yeah, I know. Chicago is kind of cold-blooded. Dope convo. Hey, man, thank you so much for checking out, man. I definitely appreciate you, man. Oh, yeah, on the news. Yeah. I have to catch y'all when Philippines are part of the topic, too. Let's see. I got my eyes on Philippines and Thailand.
That's what's up. Yeah, if you go, I would recommend hitting both of those countries at the same time for real.
Oh, it's SWA.
Oh, SWA, okay.
I got you. It happens all the time. I got you. It's all good. It's all good, brother. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah. So do you have much of a you do. Well, we spoke about your Philippines experience. So what I'll do is I'll bring you back again, and we'll actually talk about that. You know what I mean? Talk about your Philippines experience. But when are you going back there?
I'm gonna try to go back there. I think I'm gonna try to go back there either next year or maybe at the end of this year.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's talk about it when you go back there and then you spend some more time or whatever, and then we can kind of do a recap because I know that we spoken about you doing the Philippines I think last year. So I don't want to kind of be redundant in that regard. Hey man, but definitely appreciate you coming on here, man. It's definitely been a pleasure, my brother. And when you get back to Thailand, you'll be celebrating, man. I wish I could come out there, but football season starts July 14th, and I'm even taking a risk, even going out to Colombia in August. You know what I mean? So I had to finagle my way just to do that. So, but you will see me in Asia at the end of this year, man. So
Sure.
yeah, oh yeah, I will be out there, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you too, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
Salute. All right, man. Thank you so much, man, for watching. And it's KingzNDreamz. Peace and love. Stay purposeful. And I'm out. Salute.